Dream big and don't be afraid of failing in the process. Once there was a young girl named Kara who was very lively and curious. On a sunny afternoon, as she walked home from school, she noticed a group of kids joyfully running around with colorful kites soaring high in the sky. That evening, while lying in her backyard, gazing up at the vast blue sky filled with fluffy white clouds, an idea sparked in her mind. She jumped up, ran inside, and burst into the kitchen where her mother was preparing dinner. "Can I make the world's largest kite?" Kara asked excitedly, her eyes shining with enthusiasm. Her mother, always supportive of Kara, smiled warmly. "Sure, why not? But you will need to make a plan and work on it every day for a while. You will have to take time out of your studies and be consistent in your effort, and I believe you can do it." With her mother's encouragement, Kara felt even more determined. She began researching, learning, and trying out the techniques involved in kite making. From the school library, she found out about the current record for the largest kite in the world. The size was enormous, but Kara was determined. She knew she needed to go bigger. Soon, she started gathering materials for the big kite: strong bamboo sticks for the frame, large sheets of durable fabric for the kite, and a lot of sturdy string. Kara made her first attempt at building the kite, but it turned out to be much harder than she had thought. The kite was too heavy, and when she tried to fly it, it barely lifted off the ground before crashing back down. Undeterred by her first failure, Kara adjusted her design and tried again. She worked every day, dedicating time after school and on weekends to her project. She tried different materials, modified the structure, and added more support. But each time, the kite failed to fly. Sometimes it would lift a little, but then wobble uncontrollably before plunging back to the earth. Other times, it wouldn't lift at all. Days turned into weeks, and each failure began to weigh on Kara's spirit. She would come home with scrapes and bruises from trying to launch her massive kite, her clothes covered in dust and her hands aching. But every evening, her mother's encouraging words kept her going. "Remember, Kara, every failure is a step closer to success. So keep trying." After numerous attempts and countless failures, Kara was on the brink of giving up. She sat on her porch, her face buried in her hands, feeling the weight of her unfulfilled dream. It was then she remembered the old man who lived at the end of the street. He was known to be a bit harsh and rude, but she had heard stories about his expertise in kite flying. Gathering all her courage, Kara decided to approach him. Her heart pounded as she walked up to his house and knocked on the door. The old man opened it. "Yes?" he asked, his voice deep and without any emotions. Kara gulped and nervously explained her situation. She told him about her dream to build the world's largest kite and how she had tried and failed many times. He listened quietly, his face unreadable. After a moment of silence, his stern expression softened into a slight smile. "You've got spirit, child. Most people would have given up by now," he said, his voice unexpectedly kind. "Your kite is too heavy and not balanced properly. You need a lighter frame and a longer tail for stability. Here's what you should do." He shared some invaluable tips with Kara about kite design and how to achieve balance and lift. Kara listened carefully, absorbing every word. She thanked him and rushed home, filled with renewed determination. With the old man's advice in mind, Kara made significant changes to her kite. She used lighter materials for the frame and added a long, colorful tail to help with stability. She worked hard, ensuring every part of the kite was well crafted and balanced. Finally, the day arrived for another attempt. Kara took her kite to the open field where the neighborhood kids often flew their kites. They gathered around, curious and supportive, knowing how hard she had worked. Kara's heart raced as she held the kite, feeling the wind's gentle tug. She started running, letting the wind catch the kite. At first, it wobbled slightly, but then it began to lift higher and higher. Kara kept running, her breath coming in quick gasps until she finally stopped and watched in awe as her kite soared into the sky. The kite flew higher than any other kite in the neighborhood, its colorful tail dancing gracefully in the wind. The children cheered, and Kara's heart swelled with pride and joy. She thanked everyone around. She had done it. Like Kara, you can too dream big and achieve those dreams by making consistent efforts, even if small, and learning from the failures. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more inspiring stories and adventures.